Isang mapayapang hapon Pilipinas, ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH at nanonood sa RH-TV, lalo na sa mga kasamahan nating alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Excited na ba kayong lahat para sa mahabang bakasyon? Kami din. Pero bago tayo magpunta sa mga sementeryo o di kaya ay mag-family reunion o gumimik kasama ng mga barkada, samahan niyo muna kami dito sa Art2art para sa kalahating oras ng masayang kwentuhan kasama ang aming espesyal na panauhin sa hapong ito. Ang ating bisita ay isang prolific Filipino artist na matagal ding nanirahan at nagpabalik-balik sa Europa upang mapalawak ang kanyang kaalaman sa sining. At para maisalin din sa canvas ang napakagandang mga tanawin na siyang naging inspirasyon niya doon. Kaya huwag kayong aalis, magbabalik kami kasama ang painter na si Stella Rojas dito pa rin sa Art2art pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Isinilang sa Maynila noong January 19, 1963. 5 taong gulang pa lamang si Stella Rojas nang magsimulang magpakita ng interes sa pagguhit. Hinubog niya ang kanyang talento bilang isang self-taught artist at sumali sa iba't ibang mga art contests at art clubs habang nasa elementarya at high school. Pagtungtong sa kolehiyo, kumuha na siya ng formal na aralin sa sining biswal. Nagtapos siya ng kanyang bachelor's degree in painting mula sa UP College of Fine Arts noong 1986 at nagtanghal ng kanyang unang one-woman show bilang project awardee ng CCP Contemporary Art Museum noong 1988. Taong 1991 nang maiuwi niya ang grand prize mula sa World Ecologists Foundation Painting Competition at pumasok din sa AAP Juror's Choice ang kanyang isinaling obra noong 1992. Matapos kumuha ng French lessons sa Paris, nakakuha siya ng scholarship mula sa pamahalaang Pranses noong 1993. Mula noon, maraming beses na siyang nakabalik sa Pransya para kumuha ng inspirasyon sa pagpipinta bukod sa pagbisita sa iba pang matulaing bansa sa Europa. Kamakailan lamang, itinanghal ni Stella ang kanyang 44th one-woman show sa art space ng Ayala Museum kung saan ipinakita niya ang kanyang mga bagong obra na umiinog sa temang The Art of Peace. Isang mainit na pagbati ang hatid ng Art2art sa premyadong pintor na si Stella Rojas.
Magandang hapon, Stella, and welcome to Art2art.
Good afternoon, Lisa. Thank you for having me in your show.
You know, the paintings we have here in the studio today are just so mesmerizing, so beautiful. You know, congratulations. Ang balita ko ay 5 years old pa lang ay nagpipintura ka na?
Yes, 5 years old. I found I had an interest in painting, and I was self-taught. Yes,
Self-taught? I
yes,
mean,
taught myself.
wow. When you say self-taught, at 5 years old you were painting and you just kept on painting and painting and painting.
I noticed in school my favorite subject was art. So I enjoyed finger painting, and then I could be locked up in my room for hours just painting. This was back in the 70s. I remember my mother, she had these stockings with a cardboard, a white cardboard, and she'd throw it away, and I would get it, and I'd paint a watercolor landscape in it.
On it?
Yes, using guitar, watercolor. Yes, and they would just call me for lunch. Stella! Then I'd come down to eat and go back to paint. Then they'll call me next for dinner. Then I'll go back to paint.
So your bedroom was your first studio?
Yeah, in a way, yes. Just come to think of it.
And was that where you painted this painting beside you here? It's in the same style, and I understand you were 14?
I was 14, this is 1977, acrylic on canvas. My father was passed away, 1977 also, October,
I see.
was the one who framed this. So, yeah, it was from imagination, yes.
And the other two paintings, this one very appropriate, kakatapos lang namin ng Swan Lake by Ballet Manila last October. October, when was it? October 14, 15 was our last weekend of Swan Lake. So these are swans. This is from, you said, a photograph?
From a photograph I took in Jardin de Bagatelle, Bois de Boulogne, the lake there, and there are swans and ducks there, and I even filmed them and took pictures. Yeah, because I love nature.
I see. And I can see also that you basically specialize in landscapes.
Yes, I love landscapes, but I also do portraits. I do human anatomy, like nudes, and also I do still lifes and interiors, all in oil on canvas. So from acrylic to oil.
Oil.
Yes, that was a short stint, but most of the time oil. I prefer it than gouache or watercolor. I really am into oil.
From experience with my husband na nagpipintura din dati, sabi niya ang oil ang parang pinakamahirap na medium for painting. Is that true?
Really?
Oo.
For me, I find
He prefers acrylic.
Oh, acrylic. They have a different effect because acrylic dries up faster and it's water-based, so there's not much of those toxic fumes. Watercolor, in a way, watercolor, you have to be a master and you shouldn't make mistakes. Yeah, because if you make mistakes, you'll have to throw away the paper and start all over again. But oil is the most, forgiving kind of. It's easy because if you make a mistake, you can cover it. And it since it slowly dries up, you can slowly develop your idea. That's why I love it. Yeah.
Okay. Siguro, impatient lang talaga yung asawa ko. Gusto niya mag-dry ka agad. Kaya preferred niya yung acrylic. But anyway, when you were a teenager or growing up, did you, sinabi mo sa mga magulang mo na gusto mong maging isang pintor paglaki mo, and did they support you in that dream?
Well, okay, when I was a teenager, I didn't make an announcement, I want to be a painter, but I was just busy painting. And my father noticed, he said, hey, you have a good hand. So he kept on buying me paint boxes of acrylic and oil, canvas, easel. It's very expensive. Books to improve my skill. But my mother, especially towards college, she said, don't be a painter, you'll starve. Yes. But I still...
Yun ang actually very, very common na reaksyon ng mga magulang. Basta sinabi mo, Mama, Papa, gusto kong maging isang alagad ng sining. Sabi ko, papakainin ka ba ng iyong sining?
That's it.
Di ba?
Okay. Yeah, but I still did what I wanted to do because you really feel it inside that you have to do it. Because I cannot imagine myself behind a desk in an office.
Okay. So, who would you consider, sinabi mo nga, self-taught ka. So, who would you consider parang the greatest influence on you as a painter?
I have a lot of influences, mostly European, because I was a fan of, I am a fan of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. When I went to see the Sistine Chapel, I was like with a tour group, and I was the first in line with the door still closed. And when they opened it, I rushed in, and I lay down in the middle of this to see the ceiling.
You actually laid down?
I actually did it.
Okay.
And then the guard or whatever, what you call that, the guides, they said, don't do that, get up. That was the first time, 95, when it was not yet restored. Then when I saw it, 2004, when it was restored, or early 2000, it was really, really awesome. It's like, wow, you can't imagine what Michelangelo did that. One human being can do such a thing. It was really beautiful. Da Vinci, then also the French Impressionists as well as the Post-Impressionists. They are my heroes. Yes.
Well, you mentioned na Paris is like your spiritual home.
Yes.
So how deep is your connection with France, with the French culture? You said you spoke French, no?
Yeah, it's very deep. I speak French because you have to go around there. And I love the culture, especially the painting. Usually it's because of the painting. And I was able to get a scholarship there through the French embassy. So it's through the French government, 93 and 94. So it's more for the painting, the culture, the language, the food, the architecture, the landscapes. Yes.
So how did you get your scholarship? Did you apply for it?
Actually, the French embassy knew a long time ago because I would go to cocktails and meet some friends. They knew that, okay, here's this painter who knows how to speak French. Might as well give her a scholarship.
You knew how to speak French even before you went to Paris?
Yes, that was
on your scholarship.
That is how I got to Paris, through a study tour with Alliance Française in 1989. So that's the first time I set foot in Paris when I was 26, during the bicentennial. There's like 200 years. Yes.
Okay.
So that's how I was like really. It was really a different planet for me during that time, because our cultures are so different. So I like it. I like the fact that it's extremely different. Yes.
Okay. Well, many people ask me what's the toughest part of my life as an artist. And I always say my first year in Russia, for me, was the toughest year of my life. Kasi parang, yun nga, adjustment, it was major culture shock, for me, major ballet shock as well to a different technique.
Yes.
For you, what was the toughest what's the toughest part of your life as an artist?
Toughest part of my life as an artist? You mean when the first time I went to Paris, or just in general?
Or in general, what was the
Toughest part? You mean challenge?
most challenging part?
You know what? At my age now, looking back, it's really no big deal, right? But during that time, the uncertainty of being an artist, because I don't want to, make mommy's prediction reality, like, oh, you're gonna starve. So it's more of like, in general, for artists, it's hard to monetize their painting. And I don't have a day job like office job, advertising, or whatever. I'm just pure painter. I used to teach, but I retired already. Just the uncertainty. But then I learned how to live with the uncertainty. Yeah, it's really part of it. And so far, everything's fine now. It's okay. So there's really not much of a challenge. Now it's more of also the what you call this, the styles now are also changing compared to before. Not only do we have there's everything under the sun now in art, installation, film, etc., conceptual art. So the challenge is to really focus on my lane and not bother with what's going on and just do my work. That's all. Yes.
Okay. And you never had like maybe interest in exploring other mediums of the art form? You really just painting in oil and canvas. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
No interest to go further.
No interest. But when I was a scholar in Aix-en-Provence, the professor said, "Hey, why don't you try installation or film or photography?" I said, "But I really like to paint." Okay, go ahead, paint. So yeah, I'm just being authentic with myself.
Yes. Be true to yourself. Pero meron ka bang masasabing parang turning point sa iyong buhay, turning point in your life as an artist?
Turning point? What do you mean?
Well, meaning, was there a time when you, a major decision that affected the rest of your life, maybe, or a major decision that affected your career?
Well, okay, my style, because before Paris, here's the funny thing, I did photorealistic stuff, okay, and then after that, when I did other stuff, I tried to find my own direction, mostly photorealistic because of my teacher Roberto Chabet. We had a thesis show, and then I focused on photorealism. He thought I was good in photorealism, and then when I got to Paris, this is what came out, mostly landscapes and scenery. I was focusing more on beauty. Yes, that's it.
Okay. You said you painted full-time.
Yes.
Does that mean that you have, like, you're on a clock and from 9 to 5 you paint?
Yes.
Really?
But not 9 to 5, more of 11 p.m. No, 12 noon till 3 a.m.
Wow, okay.
But with breaks, a lot of breaks.
I see.
Like going to the gym, you have to exercise every day. And of course, taking care of my Wolfie. He's my, I don't call him he's not my dog, but he's like a son to me. Yeah, because I love animals. And you have to, I really focus on my work, really, honestly.
And are you the kind of painter na you focus on one painting begin that and finish it, or do you have several canvases in front of you and you work a little bit on each of them every time?
I am more on working on several paintings at the same time. Like for this last show, maybe I did 10 at the same time or 15 at the same time. Maybe because my attention span is not too long for one painting, so I go to the next. While that's drying, go here, then here, then go back to yes, with a fresh look, fresh outlook.
Okay. Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan kasama ang Filipino painter na si Stella Rojas. Dito pa rin sa Art2art. Magbabalik po kami pagkatapos na ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto. Update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating Arts Calendar sa sining biswal, kabilang sa pagdiriwang ng centennial ni National Artist for Music Jose Maceda ang contemporary art exhibition na pinamagatang Attitude of the Mind na isinasagawa sa bulwagang Juan Luna ng Cultural Center of the Philippines hanggang December 3. Si Maceda ay isang composer, artist, scholar, philosopher at pedagogue. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag 832-3702, mag-email ccp.exhibits@gmail.com o bumisita sa website culturalcenter.gov.ph. Kasalukuyan namang itinatanghal ng 1335 Mabini ang inaugural exhibition nito kung saan tampok ang solo presentation ni Poklong Anading, pinamagatang Household. Ito ay makikita hanggang November 25 sa bagong exhibition space na matatagpuan sa Carivin Plaza No. 2316 Chino Roses Avenue Extension, Makati City. Ang Household ay nagtatampok ng pinakakilalang subject matter ni Anading, ang basahan o cleaning rag, na naging bahagi na ng kanyang artistic research mula 2006. Inihahandog ng Altromondo Arte Contemporanea ang Duality, ang solo exhibition ng mga bagong obra ng French-Filipina visual artist at designer na si Olivia de Aboville. Nagbukas October 26, makikita hanggang November 12 sa Naturang Gallery na matatagpuan sa Greenbelt 5, Ayala Center, Makati City. Ang Duality ay tumatalakay sa konsepto ng yin at yang o ang tinaguriang polar opposites na kailangan ang isa't isa upang mabuo ang ugnayan. Para sa karagdagang detalye, mag-email info@altromondo.ph or bumisita sa website altromondo.ph.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin ang tanyag na visual artist na si Stella Rojas. Stella, before the break, we were talking about your deep connection with Paris, with France.
Yes.
Were you ever tempted to move permanently to France?
You know, I was thinking about it. Really, it's like debating in my own head when I was in the Pont des Arts in the Seine. Do I want to live here or should I go back? Live here, you know. It would be sad if I stayed there because, I don't know, without friends, you know, without friends, and what for? The art world there is extremely big, and they're maybe much more avant-garde than us. At least us, we still love to look at figurative stuff and beautiful stuff. You know, I said, I don't know. I think, and it's too stressful to live in Paris. It's too stressful. So here we're more, you know, relaxed. And I think for an artist, it's good to be relaxed when they paint, so that you'll be able to create something really better. It's good for the art than to be stressed out. Yes, that's why I have to meditate every day to create.
And aside from France, you mentioned you visited other countries that inspired you.
Yes.
Poland, was it?
Yes, this last trip I had was in Poland. I even learned how to drive a car in the, you know, because we rented a car. And then also in Ireland, that was hard to drive a car there because it's the driver's on the other side.
Yes,
but it's a, you know, beautiful scenery, which is very inspiring. Yes.
And can you take us through your creative process when you are painting? Does it start with a sketch? Does it start with an idea?
it starts with an idea, then you have the blank canvas, and then that's when you attack. You don't draw in pencil, you just
I love that word, you attack the canvas.
I used to tell my students, just attack. And they're all scared because they're intimidated with a blank canvas. Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah, just attack.
Just attack, okay. What was your most recent exhibit? It was in Ayala Museum, Artist Space?
Yes, Artist Space.
You chose the art of peace
The
as
art
your
of peace,
concept.
yes.
What inspired you with this concept?
Well, you know, I noticed with my paintings through the years, because this is my 44th one-man show, it's always about peaceful stuff, the idea of peace, because, you know, you've got calm landscapes and even water scenes and etc. And I wanted to kind of like enhance that idea, peace. That's why the art of peace. And also, it's like the process of painting. From, it says there, the void and nothingness. First, there's void and a blank canvas, and then you tack it, and then you have something. That's the thing, the idea about art. First, there's nothing, and then there's something. Where did it come from? Somewhere. You know, it came from nothing, and now it's something.
Yeah.
That's what I like about art.
That's
Yes.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Well, you know, at 5, you basically knew what you wanted
Yes.
to do with
Yes.
the rest of your life. No?
Yes.
What would you say to the you know mga kabataan na nakikinig sa atin ngayon na gusto din lang pumunta sa art, pero natatakot din sila sa mga magulang nila, baka sabihin nila ng mga magulang don't go into art. Okay.
If you really know that you have the talent and you know that you're gonna work really hard and long hours, and in the beginning you will not do it for the money, go for it. And if your mother says, don't do this, you'll starve to death, get a 9-to-5 job, just ignore that.
Okay.
And just prove to them that that's the wrong thing to say.
Well, we're kind of telling the children now to ignore their parents.
No, don't ignore
I'm
it.
joking.
No,
I'm
I
joking.
think they
I'm
mean
joking.
well.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
mean well. They want you to live well, right? And but prove to them that they're wrong. It's a challenge, right?
No, it was the same here when I told my mother and father na gusto kong maging isang ballerina. Sabi nila, you'll only learn to count to 8 for the rest of your life.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
But
yeah, that's
anyway.
the age, yeah.
But do you have any dream projects or destinations that you would like to capture on canvas?
Dream projects, all in painting,
Or
you mean?
destinations, yes.
Destinations. So far, these things about Poland and Ireland, and even before Istanbul and England and all of Western Europe, those things were not planned. So even the show was not planned. That's what I noticed with my life. Nothing is really planned; it just happens. So, but maybe I have an idea of what I want.
Yeah.
Maybe because I know more or less who I am, right? So if you know who you are, and you know what kind of idea you like for the future, it will just happen. That's the weird thing. You know what I mean? Yes. So even my show was not planned. This was not planned.
And it just fell in your lap.
Yeah. It's even a miracle.
So you said it wasn't really planned, but do you have any plans for the immediate future? What do you want? I mean, when is the 45th exhibit coming out?
Okay. Possibly, wait, I cannot presume because you have to propose. I like Artist Space in Ayala Museum because they were very professional with me. They, the people that brought up the paintings, hang the paintings, the lights, it was like clockwork, and I like that, like a well-oiled machine. That's kind of rare. So if they accept me, I think there's an open spot for 2020. But after my opening of this one, I worked for the next show already 2 days after the opening. So I'm already working on a new series of works. Yes.
And are you self-managed?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. So you represent yourself as well.
I'm independent. I used to, because I used to be exhibited in CCP, the Bathers, and I also exhibited in Ayala Museum many times, many times. Then another gallery, but then all these galleries, you know, I just decided I might as well paint by myself. I'm like a hermit. I'm like a hermit.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you found me.
We have our ways.
No, we have people.
Yes, we have our ways. But, you know, Stella, thank you so much for making the time for us this afternoon. And I'm sure you're going to run back to your studio now and paint some more. But we hope that you will continue to add beauty and harmony to the world around you through your art.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you.
Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art2art, kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.